All right, let's go now to Lubbock, Texas, and we'll talk with Craig. Hi, Craig. What do you got for us today?
Hey, Andrew. How's it going?
Hey, good.
Good. Hey, I got a question. I was reading through the book of Corinthians, First Corinthians, and we've talked about the meat sacrificed to idols is because there's only one God. Obviously, there is no other gods. But then, what's seemingly a contradiction is you read through the book of Revelations and the letters to the churches. Now you see where I'm going. Obviously, that he does chastise two of the churches for eating meat sacrificed to idols. So I'm confused about that. I think I understand, but I'm a little bit confused.
Okay, yeah. Well, obviously there's some sort of decision they made that, they're free in Corinth. They're free to eat meat that's sacrificed to idols because there are no other gods. And so if somebody is making a big deal out of it, Paul says, if some unbeliever invites you to their house, Craig, and they say, well, before you bite into that hamburger, I just want you to know that it was purchased at a pagan meat market and it was sacrificed to idols. And I know that you're a Christian, Craig, so what do you think of that, buddy? Go ahead, take a bite. Well, Paul is very carefully explaining to the Corinthians that, first of all, they can eat or not eat, they're free, and that there are no other gods, but they can also be sensitive to their brother's conscience. We see that in Corinthians, we see that in Romans. And so, I think then you pop over to Revelation, and obviously, yes, they're free, but they've done something. They've done something on purpose. And they've done something that's disobedient. They've done something that's outright sinful, and it has to do with eating meat. It's about the motive, and it's about the belief system, and it's about the situation. We don't know. The problem is we don't know all of the situation in Revelation, and so I wish I had more for you. But basically in 1 Corinthians 8 and 1 Corinthians 10, Paul is saying you're free and you can eat meat sacrificed to idols. Then you pop over to Revelation 2, and I think you're talking about Pergamum, the church at Pergamum and the church at Thyatira. And those two churches, they're criticized for tolerating all kinds of teachings that lead believers to eat food sacrificed to idols. And, you'll notice it's not just food tied right in there. They've got sinful acts that lead to immorality. You see that in Revelation 2, verse 14 and verse 20. So it's not just the meat. It's not just eating something. There's obviously indecent acts. So picture the scene. The scene in Revelation is not just somebody eating a hamburger like I used as an example earlier. It would be you inside a pagan temple, probably engaged in some sort of act that makes it look like you're revering the demonic, and on top of that, you're engaged in evil deeds, so acts of immorality. So it's a combo, and I wouldn't let the meat distract you. I wouldn't let the meat eating bother you, because the picture, the scene is bigger than that in Revelation 2, verses 14 and 20. So the bottom line, I think, is the context. We don't know all of it, Craig, and I understand your question because it looks like it could be a contradiction, but I think you basically can assume that in Corinth, the believers are not trying to disobey. They are simply being presented with meat that was bought at the grocery store. And that grocery store was a pagan store. And then over in Revelation, the situation is different. They are in a pagan temple. They are eating meat in a pagan location. They are engaged in some sort of pagan rituals or immoralities of a sexual kind, most likely. And that's the picture that is painted. And that is the reason that in Revelation 2, we see God chastising them. So I don't believe it's a contradiction. I hope that does help clear it up for you. Good question, Craig, and reach out to us there in Lubbock anytime. In fact, I'm there every 7 or 8 weeks, so I look forward to seeing you soon.